Hey guys, and welcome back. This is a bit different video in the series of a chat with. We're going to be talking to someone who is there and supports his wife and kid who suffer mental health issues. It'll be a good way to get a perspective of the people that are there to support us and help us fight this battle against mental health. Because without our loved ones by our side, I don't think we can win this battle. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and without further ado, let's get started. Cool. So welcome, Jeremy. Thank you for joining me on my channel. How are you today?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well.
Cool. So I got you on the channel. We've been speaking for the last couple of days to talk about mental health, and you yourself been helping and living and supporting your wife that suffers from mental health, and same with your son. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yes, sir.
So, if you don't mind sharing, what what's the diagnosis for your wife and son, if you don't mind me asking?
My wife's main thing is depression. She suffers with depression really bad. A little bit of PTSD for some bad relationships in the past, things of that sort. Our son, however, he's got multiple issues from obsessive defiant disorder, hyperactivity, um, mood disorders, pica. He's got a real struggle.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. So, with my channel, I'm trying to, build awareness about mental health because I still don't think we talk about it enough. And that shows with, our suicide rate, not here just in Australia or where you guys are in America, but all over the world. So I want to get the perspective of, someone that is living with someone that suffers from it because, I owe a lot to my wife. She's my rock, and same with my son. So, I couldn't do this battle myself without them by my side. And I know it's tough for her. I remember when I first got diagnosed and it was pretty bad. I even gave her the out. I said, "Look, it's going to be really rough next few years, even longer. Um, I won't mind if you can't handle it, and you're free to leave. No bad feelings." And she pretty much swore at me and told me I was a fucking idiot. And she's been by my side ever since. So I've got a lot of gratitude for her. So what I want to get from you is your perspective on how you go about and how you feel about being there to support your wife and your son, and the difficulties you go through yourself in dealing with those situations.
Yeah, it's a struggle from time to time. Everybody has their good days and bad days. A lot of people don't realize that people with mental health, those good days and bad days are extremes. Some days can be really, really good, and other days can be really, really bad. And sometimes a good day can turn into a bad day really quickly. And from what I have learned, um, living with someone with mental health issues, is that the best thing you can do is just try to be understanding. Um, a lot of times people talk themselves up to stuff in their head, because they just don't see the world the same way. They've got other stuff going on that we don't know about. So the best thing that we can do is just be supportive, um, be the shoulder to lean on, and understand that people with mental health issues don't necessarily or don't want to be like they are. They want to get better. And sometimes it can be a struggle to make that happen.
Yeah, no, I fully agree. I know myself, like when, if I'm having a bad time, the wife used to say some things that used to set me off. It was just, she was um, just trying to care and trying to find out what was happening. Um, and I think, but we learned by doing, because me and the wife did equine therapy together, so working with horses and doing that, we got a lot from that. And one of the main things we got was what's the right thing to say when someone's having a depressing mood or anxiety, because instead of what my wife used to do is, oh, what's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? And, you know, that used to, because I didn't know what was wrong, that used to just push me a little bit further. So we actually learned to, we learned to say, oh, do you want to talk about it? Or I'm here to listen, you know, stuff like that to, you know, not try to, you know, force the issue, but to let them know that they can talk to them and be open. And that's really worked for us. Have you guys learned any little tricks like that when, you know, say your wife's having a bit of a depression episode? Is there certain phrases that you guys have come up with to help get through that?
Pretty much just exactly what you said. Not necessarily trying to drill it. What's wrong, but more what can I do to help.
Yeah.
Just letting them know that I'm not here to judge you. Excuse me, but I'm here for you. And if there's anything I can do, just let me know. If you want to talk, if you just need to cry it out, need a shoulder to lean on, whatever it may be. I'm here for you.
Yeah. No, that's really good. So another thing I want to talk about along that same line, like we, myself and the wife, we learned to have a safe word. So ours is pineapple. It's random. Pineapple doesn't come up very often in conversation. So if I'm having a really bad anxiety attack and I have to leave the situation, I just say pineapple, and then nothing else needs to be said. I can go do my own little thing, and she knows, you know, she'll give me, you know, 15 to 30 minutes, and then she'll come and check up on me. So, do you guys do anything like that, or have, you know, that where they want to have that, you know, a bit of a load time, they can express it easier?
I wouldn't really say we have a safe word. It's more or less being able to read each other's moods, and having our own separate places that we can go when we need that spare time.
Yep.
We'll pretty much know, if I'm, in my man cave, doing some woodwork or working on a model or something like that, that if you need me, I'm here, but, you know, give me a shout and I'll come running. But there are times when any couple needs their alone time, and especially it instances with people with mental health issues, because things can be overwhelming, and it can just be something really small that everybody else would just shrug off, and it could just cause everything to just spiral out of control. So just having that safe place to go to and knowing somebody's there for you is the main things that we have found to really work
Yep,
for us.
that's really good. So we've been speaking a lot about, you know, what happens if your wife having depression or that. How do you find it with your son? Because he has, you know, like you said, he has a whole lot of issue. Is it very similar to how, you know, when your wife has an episode to when your son have a mental health bad day, we'll say?
Yeah, to an extent. His is a little more severe, and he can have violent outbreaks. And at times when he goes to, his quiet space, it turns out to not be such a quiet space, because of him being younger and not being able to deal with his emotions anyway. Um, he would sit in his room because he was upset about something and didn't want to bother us, and just stew on it and stew on it. And then next thing you know, he just has an explosion. There's stuff flying around the room, stuff's breaking. There's been a couple of fights, and you just have to take it as it comes, and do the best you can to still support that person.
Yeah.
Um, but it has been more of a struggle with him. But we have found certain things that help. Um, Mainly, again, just being there for him when he wants somebody to talk to.
Yeah, no, that's no really good. I know it would be difficult. Um, so I'm just reading up here. So like I said before, I did some treatment with the wife, like the equine therapy for couples. So it wasn't really, you know, working on our marriage. It's really working on our mental health, and also, you know, her understanding what I was going through. Have you guys looked into doing any treatment together, or have you done any treatment together?
Oh yeah, yeah. We've had therapy sessions, things of that sort. Just we have done certain things. I feel there's certain things that we could probably do a little bit more. But at this point, things are working. We're doing very well. She has had some minor health issues that have caused her depression to spiral a couple of times here recently. So we continue to go to those mental health appointments, the therapy, the doctors, um, just everything that we feel we can do at this point. Granted, the pandemic going on, we're kind of hunkered down. We have to rely on telemed visits and things like that. But it is a constant battle. It's not something that oh, here's a pill, take it and be done with it. Even though a lot of people assume that medication is the way to go, but it's a fine balance of life living and medication, and learning how to control what sets you off, how to realize what certain people are doing and their intentions behind it, and just taking that step back sometimes to realize that she might be having a bad day, and I myself need to calm down and step back.
Yeah. So that's what you just said. That kind of leads on to my next discussion. Is I understand. It's hard to be, and I think it takes a really strong person to be able to support someone with mental health, because it can be pretty hell. How's it? Have you found it affect your mental health? Being there and helping your wife and your son. When they're having their thing, do you see it affecting your mental health?
I do at times, because it is a burden to bear sometimes, and it's one that I do lovingly, because I love my wife, love my kids, um, and sometimes it does get to be a bit much. That's why we have our separate spaces. That way, I can go to my corner, she can go to her corner if we need to, um, things of that sort. But it does weigh on you. It's a lot of worry, because when somebody is having a bad time, and then I've got to leave the house to go to work to make sure we can still keep food on the table. You worry, what's this person going to do while I'm not there in this kind of a state. But again, it's being there for each other in those instances as well.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that because, me and the wife, like she had postnatal depression after she gave birth to our son. And, at first it was hard. We both didn't really want to talk to each other about what was happening because we didn't want to make it worse for the other person. But then we found out that that was just the wrong thing to do, and it was making things even worse because we're both bottling everything up. So once we learned to actually went, okay, we can lean on each other, and it did work out a lot of the time where if I have a bad day, she's usually having a good day. Like it was very rarely that we both had a bad day um, on the same day. But once we started being able to talk to each other and share the burden together, it actually she got better. So she's been off medication and everything for her postnatal depression for 2 years now. So she still has some bad days here and there, but no, she's going really well. So thank you for mentioning that. So um, just looking at the questions. So, impact on So, have you seen dealing with the mental health in your family? Have you noticed it being an impact on your relationship, or have you feel like it's made your relationship stronger?
There have been times when I thought, I didn't know if we were going to be able to make it due to some of the issues that we were facing, not just between ourselves, with our son and everything else. And the bottom line is, we just stuck by it. We let each other know, hey, look, this is a struggle, but life is a struggle. We've come this far. We're not going to back down. We're going to stick in it together. And in the long run, I do feel it has strengthened our relationship, because we do rely on each other so heavily.
No, that's really good. Yeah, so like I said, it takes a really strong person to be able to support someone with mental health and be there every day. Like it's not like distant family or friends. Like you're there 24/7. You are at the front line of this war, and I call it a war because I think it is a war against mental health. Um, and I want to commend you, and honor to talk to you about this because everyone thinks mental health, but they don't talk about the people behind those people supporting them because I know if I didn't have my wife or my son or friends and family, that I probably wouldn't be sitting here talking to you right now today. So thank you. So one last another question would be, what would you like to say to everyone in the same situation?
Um, just stay strong. Um, work together. At times it can seem like you versus them, um, but when it all boils down to it, it's just an episode. You have to stick together. You have to be there for each other, love each other, care about each other, and know that the hard times you're going through, brighter days are around the corner, because nothing bad ever lasts forever.
Cool. Thank you very much, Jeremy. It's been a pleasure to have you on.
It's been a pleasure to be here.
So, like I said, yeah, I'm going to keep doing these. I want to, spread the word. I think I've mentioned on a couple other videos. I want to start a movement called the Mental Health Vikings. As you know, we're both brand Vikings through the beard struggle, and very Viking theme. And the shield war that the Vikings used to do. They didn't ever win a battle by themselves. They always had that shield war to protect them. And I think that's what we need to do is rise up, not just with people with mental health, but people like yourself who are the backbone and the rock for these people to fight this battle. So thank you again, and yeah, so we'll talk again soon.
Okay, I look forward to it, and thank you for what you're doing. It really means a lot to me as well.
Okay, it's my pleasure. Thank you very much.
All right, have a good day.
You too. Thanks, Jeremy, for having that chat with me today. Really appreciate it. Just a message out there to everyone that are in Jeremy's shoes, that are, supporting and staying by the side of your loved ones that are suffering mental health issues. Just remember this can affect your mental health also. So when you need to, ask for help, reach out their hand, and get the help you need so you can still be there to support your loved ones. Okay, so that's all from me today, guys. So until next time, stay safe and look after each other.